John Lennon, Murder Without a Trial, is a documentary film, and its trailer has been announced. 8 Days a Week, a documentary about Beatlemania, a tribute to the Fab Four's loyal secretary, good old Frieder, Martin Scorsese's moving George Harrison, living in the material world, and, last but certainly not least, Peter Jackson's recent 8-hour opera Get Back, which chronicles the recording of the group's final album, Let It Be, and the subsequent demise of the band. A number of documentaries have been made over the years, and these are just some of the documentaries that have supplied viewers with a great deal of enlightening content regarding the band. As a result of the assassination of John Lennon outside of the Dakota in 1980 by Mark David Chapman, we now have what we hope will be the definitive documentary on the activities that followed the murder. On the 6th of December, the documentary series John Lennon, Murder Without a Trial will make its premiere on Apple TV+. The series will feature fresh information that was discovered through Freedom of Information Act requests by the government. The documentary will also include the first interviews conducted in front of the camera with a number of people who were involved in the catastrophe. Richard Peterson, a cab driver and a witness to the shooting, the Dakota concierge who urgently attempted to save Lennon's life, and Dr. Naomi Goldstein, the first psychiatrist who evaluated Chapman, are among of the individuals who are included in this group. In a case of this magnitude, the fact that the person who murdered John Lennon was never brought to trial is a substantial and exceptional occurrence. As a consequence of this, a substantial amount of in-depth reasoning and evidence concerning the mental health of Mark David Chapman and his level of responsibility was never provided to the general audience, according to statements made by the co-director Rob Coldstream and the producer Louis Lee Ray to Rolling Stone. This series makes use of documents and first-hand statements from those who were present at the time of the occurrence in order to provide the evidence that hadn't been seen before for the very first time. This evidence is presented to both the prosecution and the defense. Throughout the duration of this process, we have made it a point to maintain a neutral posture, only presenting to the audience the points that were never used against the defendant in court. They have indicated that they have made a concerted effort to avoid sensationalizing the narrative with their words in order to show respect to the members of John Lennon's family who are still alive, including Yoko Ono, Sean Lennon, and Julian Lennon. Coldstream and Lee Ray have come forward with this statement. Additionally, we have handled the tragic death of John Lennon not as an event that took place in a vacuum, but rather within the backdrop of the United States of America during the 1980s, and we have taken into consideration the far-reaching effects that the death had on society as a whole, as the saying goes. For me, one of the things that struck me as remarkable was the number of parallels that arose between the year 1980 and the present day. These parallels ranged from issues over mental health to concerns regarding the legal system and gun control.